A very, very good evening, everybody, and welcome to race number 14 of the Hedge racing season. We are into the second to last weekend now. It was Brazil last night, and now we are in the very warm Bahrain. Welcome along to the stream. Limmy is here. Just a quick sort of update for you. If you can hear a bit of an annoying sound, it is absolutely pelting it down in Manchester, and I'm in a conservatory. So you may get a bit of an annoying sound, so I do apologise, and also the connection might be a bit hit and miss just because of the weather. Just wanted to put it out there. I do believe Limmy is here somewhere. Limmy?
Yes.
He is! He's here. Good evening, mate.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome
How
along.
are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. Welcome along to Overtake Heaven.
Overtake Heaven.
In
I like
the Bahrain. Lovely night race as well.
It
and
is.
quali.
It is.
And we are in for a treat, as we'll let you know very soon. But first we've got to do the qualifying. We've had 4.5 minutes. And 28.5 is the quickest. 29.2 on the meds, just coming from Jelly. But it is a night, and this could be a race
A big night
to remember as well, which we'll let you know why in a minute.
Well, you are right indeed. We could have, we could potentially have quite a lot of things decided tonight. Jelly in the Red Bull, who we'll get on board with now, could, if things go his way, and it's a big if because it's F1, could potentially be crowned drivers champion tonight. We'll go into the ins and outs of it all during the just before the race starts. We'll go into it all then. But Jelly can potentially be crowned driver champion tonight, and also the Red Bulls can win the constructors championship as well. Again, it always depends on a few different permutations. If buts, maybes, of course, but it can happen. It's the first night, I believe, the earliest possible time when we could have our drivers champion and our constructors champion in the same night. So again, bear with us. We'll go through it all with you before the race starts, what needs to happen, etc. For now, we'll focus on qualifying. We've got 16 tonight. I believe we've got 2 more join. I know that Arab's joined, and I believe that J. Luke is joining as well if he can make it. So we should have 18. A good number again, as always, and I'm sure we'll be in for a treat, Limmy.
Yeah, we will. And J. Luke's just asking, could I be updated on the quali time remaining currently at half time? So I'm guessing that's in a FIFA
Yeah,
match.
he's in a FIFA match, yes he is.
He will make it. I will keep updating him. We've got so a little bit of track information. 3 DRS zones, of course. It is down to turn 1, down to turn 4, and down to turn 11. And that's the one down to 11 comes after the really tricky double left-hander of 9 and 10. As a Mercedes on my screen of Lewis smacking into that curb, and I was just about to go along the track and mention the famous turn 12 curb on the right-hand side. If you get on that, Kez, as we all know from either leagues or you are in big trouble, because
you are indeed.
You hit the wall, not like central with your car. You're in big trouble with the wheel coming up.
Funny enough, before the race started, I was finna party with Jelly and Chimp, and I mentioned that corner about how deadly it is. And there's an example straight away, a few minutes into qualifying, of what can happen. Let's have a quick run through the drivers. Chimp, as you are aware, is in the Williams. Now, Chimp did get race banned for 1 race, so it did lead into a ban for the season, but we've let Chimp off. We believe that he's learned his lesson. So he got stripped of all his points. He was in the Toro, so if you remember, all his points have been stripped. He starts tonight on 0 points in a new car, the Williams. So just in case you was wondering why Chimp's in the Williams, that is an update for you. I do believe, is anybody on their own tonight in terms of teams? Has everybody got a partner?
Williams if J. Lee doesn't come.
Yeah, we should.
Toro Rosso.
Toro Rosso, yeah. Other than that, looking quite... Oh, Fabi! Well, obviously Arab's here, isn't he?
Obviously Arab will be here, yes.
Good, that's what you like to see.
And obviously just the AFL in the Ferrari seat. 6 points for him yesterday. I know I said last week. Yesterday in Brazil was a great race in Interlagos, as we expected. There was a bit of rain in quality, but the race was superbly dry as well. It was superb. Just on board with Mike, who is making his way down to the tight 10, and it's so hard. I mean, you've got not only a braking zone to get right, you've got, if there's slipstream for you behind the car, if you're not on the right line, or if you're trying to race somebody down there, it's so hard. And one wrong move, you're either off a track or you're going into someone's gearbox, really.
Well, speaking of overtakes, we saw some incredible overtakes from Mike last night in Brazil. I'm sure you'll agree, Jack. His overtakes last night were fabulous. I mentioned it quite a few times on stream. He did get driver of the day. He actually got joint driver of the day. It's the first time all season we've had 2 driver of the day winners. J Wills and Mike shared it. He got equal votes, but Mike was incredible last night. He got a P3, and his overtakes, he goes into P2 there. Really good, Mike. 28.9, just short of obviously still at the moment, but in head of his Red Bull teammate Jelly, who is on a fast lap. But yeah, speaking of Mike, he was phenomenal last night. His overtakes were superb. And it is Bahrain, as Jack said, it is a track known for overtakes. A very wide circuit, plenty of straights, and I'm sure we'll be in, as a commentator's point of view, we should be in for some good action, and I'll be disappointed if we're not. This is, like I said, the third to last race. Now we've got, obviously, Britain, followed by Abu Dhabi next weekend, which should be, I think Jack's looking forward to that already.
Yep.
Next weekend. Hopefully, personally, everyone's different. I would sooner the Constructors' Championship and the Drivers' Championship not getting done tonight.
Yeah.
I'd sooner wait. And obviously, if it happens, it happens. Congratulations to Jelly, congratulations to Red Bull.
It's not...
but I'd love to wait until next weekend.
We'll go through it. What needs to...
Yeah, if you could do, that'd be great, because I didn't mention it then.
We will during the formation lap, but it's not... It is quite tough what they have to do, actually.
Yeah.
It can be done quite easily at the same time. It's a bit of a weird one, because you'll listen to it and you'll think, oh, they can do that, but then you'll think again and go, well, something's going to have to go their way.
Yeah.
It's going to have to. It's going to have to be perfect, but there are quite some gaps that they have to cover, shall we say? 28-1.
I believe
is a pole.
Is it the Renaults that can put a bit of a dent in the Red Bulls?
Yeah, it's only the
and
Renaults.
Obviously,
tonight.
Millsy's not here. So there's a lot of pressure on Chris Panda's shoulders. Obviously, he won Brazil last night. He won France last weekend. He's been in incredible form towards the latter stages of this season. And if we are to see a delay till next weekend, it falls on Chris Panda's shoulders, because he's the closest driver to Jelly at the moment in terms of the Drivers' Championship. Hobbsy, he was pretty much, I wouldn't say neck and neck with Jelly, but he was breathing down his neck. Goes into tonight's race with no podiums in 5, which is pretty staggering.
Yeah, if you, just on that note, if you think about, if Hobbsy, let's say, did get a podium in 3 of them, or even 3 of them and like a 5th on 2, he'd be basically level. I mean,
he was.
Missed a couple.
He was in great form, Hobbsy, and it's sort of like him and Chris Panda have swapped roles. I mean, Chris has been phenomenal.
Jacko's will get some DRS on Luke here, by the way. He might help his lap time. Oh, he did by 3 tenths.
Well, Jack was another one who's improved, isn't he, Jack? He's got a couple of podiums now. Or maybe not a couple. He got one in Germany. I can't remember what he got last night. But he was up there again, and he's definitely improved, Jacko. And obviously AFL, the new Ferrari. Him and Luke were having a great battle in Brazil last night. And then you're on the grid again. Luke 9th, AFL 10th at the moment.
It's true. AEK got a good finish as well. Always getting those little points. 7th to 10th, nearly all the time.
Yeah.
Unless he DNF. They either DNF or finished in the points. AEK. Brazil race was a Chris Panda win, 2nd win of the season from France 6 days before. Fabio Vernon got a 2nd, Mike got a 3rd after some fantastic work from the back. Talking about Jacko's 4th. Mills got, after 5 disconnects of P5, he needed that lesson.
He did.
Joe's got a 6, and of course we've already mentioned AFL and AEK. So Brazil was great. I mean, he started with 16, down to 8, lost half a grid. I don't think we'll lose half a grid here.
You never know with this lot.
I've seen it before.
A quick thing I want to mention is 2 things. Number 1, James in the Hat has told me it's his last race tonight. He can't make next weekend. He's away. So this is James's season tonight. And I'm sure he
Right.
wants to do well and end on a high. It's his last race. So we'll keep an eye on James. As for Jelly, at the moment he is ending qualifying in third, which means, and Mike's just made this fully aware to me in the chat, his Red Bull teammate, as it stands, if Jelly can hold on and win qualifying, he will then only need a race win to confirm Drivers' Championship. That's all he'll need. I know it's a big ask, but he won't need anything extra. He needed 20, is it 26 points? So obviously a race win gives you 25. And obviously he needs a point bonus, so if, for example, a qualifying time, or pulling qualifying, or a fastest lap in the race, or a driver of the day. But as it stands, he's first in qualifying. He'll get a point for that, meaning that he has to win the race. And if he wins the race, he will win the Drivers' Championship. Just wanted to add that in there, as qualifying comes to an end.
Yeah, I mean, they've got time to come out again. Chris Panda has been working on the time trials. He's actually beaten my time by like 200, so 27.5. These cars are basically the same. Not exactly, but basically. And so I expect 27s to come in. I expect Hobbsy to take 6 tenths off that.
Yeah.
I think he's capable. I think Chris Panda's capable of taking 6 or 7 tenths off his as well. We've only got 3 minutes left. We've got the batches of cars that are about to come out. A couple of cars coming out of the pits now. 4 left to come out. And Mercedes is braking down to the final corner to set his lap up. But Ferrari's gone off as well. A couple of things to note. Safety car rules are in play tonight, and Bahrain's quite easy to follow them. And so far, since we brought in that rule, there has been no safety car damages from anyone, which is
good to see.
Which is why we brought it in. And it's working a treat, so that's good. Only 163 seconds to go, and I'm guessing Jelly, Hobbsy and Chris are about to come out.
Well, Mike's out now. He's 4th at the moment.
Mike's out now.
Red Bull need to do everything they can now in qualifying to give themselves an even better chance tonight of sealing the deal.
It's not just that as well. I mean, everyone in the everyone who normally finishes top 4, top 5, the averages, shall we say, they'll all be looking to win. Of
course they will. And another point I want to make is, obviously, P1's the main thing, but there's still battles going on to seal P2, to seal P3. I know Chris Panda and Hobbsy are very close, and they want to get a P2 and P3 respectively. I'm sure one of them will want to get P2. There's still battles for P3 and 4, likes of Mike, likes of Favi, Arab as well. And just to get into that top 10, if you can end the season in that top 10, it's a massive achievement. So every single driver, whether it's fighting for P1, fighting for P5, fighting for P10, has got something to play for. Red Bull may win the Constructors, but Racing Point, Renault, McLaren, they'll all want to get P2 in the Constructors. So there's so much to play for. Obviously P1's the main thing, but if you can get a silver medal, a bronze medal, that's what it's about. And
an iron medal.
Exactly, there you go. And there's so much to play for. And we're also going to be doing extra awards next week, as far as I'm aware, aren't we, Jack, for different things, different categories. We'll go into them next week, and they'll get you more points. So there's only 3 races left, but there is so much to play for. I've not discussed that. Well, there you go. There's an insight.
I don't want to give extra points, but
we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it off stream. Not give too much away. But yeah, either way, there is still things to get up for. You go ahead and take over.
I was on board with Mike, and he flabbergasted his lap time. Jelly's coming around the final corner to set up his lap time, and in 40 seconds time, where about the probably Alfa Romeos are coming down that DRS zone. After that is when quali will be over, and final times are counted. Chimp has retired on the first corner, and he's not able to improve from that point. And it's all about who can take the pole here, because pole in Bahrain in real life actually wins quite often.
Yeah.
Because what they tend to do is break the 1 second mark early on so that DRS can't happen. If you don't get past that 1 second mark, you're in big trouble, and Jelly is actually down on his time. Not improving, Jake. Hobbsy is 2 tenths up. So he's on for a roll, this one.
Hobbsy's just touched the curb, Limmy. It may have slowed down a little bit. It's Jelly knows now, but he's not going to beat his lap time. But if other people can, they could put a little bit of a dent in Jelly's hopes. Just a little one. Make it a little bit harder for him. Because like I said just then. Is he? Oh, I'm on board with Hobbsy.
Oh, Mike's gone wide at 10. No.
I'm on board with Hobbsy, who
through.
will cross the finish before any of them. Obviously, Jelly at the moment he's up 0.3 on his third set. He may be going for a better lap here, Jelly. I'll stay on board with Jelly for now, because he's the closest to the finish. Can he improve on a 1:28.1 and try and seal the deal and get that crucial point in what could be a big night for him and the Red Bulls? Cristiano will be biting his nails in the pit lane. And Jelly goes into the pits. There you go. So can Hobbsy beat him? A 1:28.1 to beat is looking very unlikely. It's not looking unlikely. He gets it. And Jelly, there you have it, will not get pole in qualifying. And it makes his job a little bit more difficult.
Fabi Venom has invalidated on the final corner. Chris Panda comes around the final corner. Whacks on the DRS. 28.1 to get second. 27. I go pole by half a tenth. Wow. Jacko's cancelled his lap. That's quali over. Chris Panda.
And Chris Panda's done it again. He's loving it. We're not going to see another shoey tonight, are we? He's going to be ill. But there you have it. I mean, Chris Panda and Hobbsy, by literally the skin of their teeth, Chris Panda gets it.
Do you remember?
What's that?
Do you remember how close they were in Brazil? Do you remember the exact number?
I don't, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
0.010.
There you go again.
Tonight, 0.049.
And let's reiterate. Go on, mate.
Sorry, in 2 races,
yeah,
added together,
nothing.
Their gaps have been 0.059.
They have indeed, and let's reiterate something. That's a point for Renault. Sorry, a point for Chris Panda, which makes Jelly's job to be sealed champion that little bit more difficult, because Chris Panda's gained a point on him, and of course that's no point for Jelly. Hobbsy thought he had it, he didn't. 3 and 4 for Red Bull, they'll be happy with that. Jacko again, he seems to improve. Jacko, P5 for him. Luke, J. Wills, Smithy, Favi and Lewis complete the top 10. Who's right at the back? James. But don't forget, we have Arav and we have J. Luke in as well, and they're 2 drivers that don't mess around. We're in for a race here, Limmy. We're in for a race.
Absolutely. J. Luke's on medium to hard setup as well. Strategy, sorry. And so that means on these mediums he'll probably be a second quicker per lap. But then on the hards, he's going to be about a second quicker down. So it should even out for him as he makes his way through the grid. I'm guessing he's going to start on mediums.
Yeah.
Massive chance of a safety car here. I don't think I've ever done a race on Bahrain without a safety car in any league.
Yeah.
Whether it's fully competitive or a bit of competitiveness.
Well, we've only done. It's only been one race without one, hasn't they? France.
Yeah, one.
The only race
and even
all
then,
season.
that should have been a safety car.
But we kind of knew, didn't we, low-key, that on France it was unlikely, with it being how wide the track is. But in Bahrain, I mean, if we don't get one...
I mean, also, if we don't get one, then that means any genuine mistakes, even if it's a couple of seconds, or even if they, even more, then they've got to work. We've got to work that back.
Yeah.
Try and gain that back without even being able to reform the grid. And also that brings back markers into it as well. You see that famous one light, and we're away, and McLaren's not moved. Love to see. Okay, so let's go through what is required then.
Let's go for it, mate.
Actually, when we start the stream, very quickly, let me get some extra eyes, just in case we have to undertake some investigations. Race 14. That's it. Only 2 more after this. The best 2 as well, in my opinion.
I think you'd be excited for
especially
them.
from commentary. I mean, Britain is just...
Britain's Britain, isn't it? It's home.
It's
And
also
Abu Dhabi.
a great racing
And
track.
Abu Dhabi is the last race in real life, and if you look on the grid, there's already quite a lot that have been set back to the grid, which is nice to see. One of them's Hobbsy. Oh no, it's not. I apologise, it's not Hobbsy. Go ahead.
Well, there's 5 of them. 18. That's good. So let's go through what are the statistics regarding tonight. We will remind you, I'm sure, quite a few times. So constructors, Red Bull will win if they I think we're going to happen at some point. Outscore Renault by 25 points, which is a decent amount actually. But there are 2 Red Bulls versus 1. Very quickly, so Kes can get a word in. And Jelly will be drivers champion if he gets 26 points which is a race win and a bonus, or he outscores Chris by 10. That also works. So there's two ways he can win, Kez. Both kind of difficult if Chris has a good race.
Outscore Chris by 11 now because he just got a point. Don't forget in qualifying.
Yes.
A quick thing, very quickly. Harav's in the Toro Rosso and J-Luke's in the Renault. Not normally in them cars, but again because they joined late, they've been put into them cars. I wanted to reiterate, Harav's normally a Racing Point and J-Luke's normally a Williams, but just bear that in mind. Just, you know, because obviously they've joined late. Wanted to get it in there very quickly. So we didn't get a little bit confused when we saw the Renault of J-Luke overtake people, for example. I just wanted to... You know where I'm coming from, don't you? We don't want to make it a bit confusing.
I didn't know, but say when Chris Panda forms a grid, in real life, if all the cars are not formed in a minute, I didn't know this, they will get a fine and a penalty. Obviously he's been late twice in a row. I don't know what happened on the grid. I'm guessing he was like went to get a drink or something. Arav don't want to overtake.
And is it the Ferrari of Smithy as well? Yeah, they're the ones at the back.
So we got to remember, Arav is in the Racing Point.
Is he tactical, Robsy? He did this last night. Is he trying to mess with people a little bit, just slow them down? Just to sort of make him wait a little bit longer, to slow him down and just ease his way in. I don't know.
Well, he didn't get out, but
here we go.
Anyway, it's time to go. The overtake heaven. It could be a sensational night for Red Bull. It could also be a disaster, and that is what we love. The lights are about to come on to signal the start of this absolutely crucial Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go. It's a great start by Chris Panda. Hobbsy just behind. Both Red Bulls wheel to wheel as we come down to turn one. It is Chris Panda out of the front ahead of Hobbsy, who's dropped a few places. And Jelly's into P2. Jacko's up P4, overtaking Mike. Red Bulls up one and down one respectively. Luke and Favi come out clean. Chips up to 8th. AEK has moved a couple of places as well. Down to turn 4 Hedge we go. A lot of sparks flying. Good start for most.
A good start from most, but J-Will's down 11. He had a collision in turn 1 with somebody, and the McLaren of J-Will's is down 11, which is not ideal. Smithy down 9 as well, so real disappointment for them two. But as you said, Jelly at 1, and Jacko has done Mike and Hobbsy, although he hasn't, because Hobbsy's done him again. Oh, yes, someone got off. It's Arav. Arav's gone already. Oh dear.
Contact from Jacko at the back of Hobbs as well. Nothing too major. Chris Panda's out in the lead. Down to turn 11 we go. No DRS until lap 3. AK's gone in the back as well. A couple of gaps starting to form tonight. Hobbsy's down 1, swap with Jelly. Jacko and Mike have swapped. Favi's up 3. Great start by the Racing Point driver. Cam's up 7. I think that's already been mentioned. J. Luke is already up to 9, passing the Mercedes as we go down the penultimate little straight before lap 2. 29 laps, Kez, room for a treat in every single one.
Yeah, mate, a pretty exhilarating first lap. No one's got serious damage, but a couple of people will be unhappy. The likes of Arav chimped down 6 as well. But a real battle at the front here. Jelly, Hobbsy and Chris Panda, with Jacko and Mike not too far behind as well. Could be very interesting.
Just having a quick look at position change before I go back. 2 people, 3 people in the pits. That's Greg, that's AEK, and that's Chimp. It is normally a soft medium. They're probably going to have to do 2 sets of mediums for now. Lewis in 10th, the only driver, including Chris Panda, that haven't actually changed their spots. Mike has just got past Jacko, and they're going wheel to wheel out of turn 4 and into the tricky, well, kind of chicane, shall we call it, the little right left before 8. Mike is back into 4th, Kez, and he's joined the list of only 3 drivers that have kept their same positions. Yeah, in
a bit of a slow start, Mike went down a couple, but he'll be happy now, back into his P4. And on the hunt, but I think Jelly's teammate will be over them as well, right on the back of Chris Panda. He's already done Hobbsy. We're already seeing a bit of a gap form for this front 3. Mike's losing ground on them already, and it could be a battle to watch because Chris Panda, Jelly and Hobbsy have been quick all season. This could be a real race. And J. Luke as well, don't forget. As you mentioned, he's up 9 on the hard compound, and he'll want to be up there as well, so it could be in for a real treat.
I'd have to check the maths because it is actually very hard working out what happens if this person does what. I think Jelly would need 2 bonus points now and the race win. I just have to check that. It will take some time. Maybe he only needs the win and 1 bonus point. I think that will be the case because my maths didn't include Chris Panda getting any points, bonus points. And you can see Chris Panda's already moving to the right-hand side of the track, even though Jelly's 7 tenths away, because for DRS he's now on, and Chris Panda did not break the 1 second gap. He also goes wide in turn 1, and this is going to bring Jelly into turn 4 because he's not going to have the line Chris Panda wants. This could be the Red Bull overtake that Jelly needs at the start of this race. He's not actually gaining too much, and he might think about making a move. Could have been a chance for Jake Kez, but he is only 2 tenths behind.
Yeah, he is 2 tenths behind, mate. 2 more people into the pits. Wills and Smithy disappointed. They're both down 7 respectively. And quite a lot of the drivers have pitted early doors due to damage, I believe. But again, Mike's struggling a little bit. He's in that P4, but he's losing time on the lads in front of him. As is Hobbsy a little bit. Chris Panda. And did Jelly get damaged? Yeah, he didn't. As Hobbsy goes with almost like on the inside and goes really wide. And he's lost ground. I don't know what happened to Hobbsy there. A bit of a voice break as well.
He's in trouble now from Mike as well.
He's in big trouble.
Yeah, he just slid across like a tank slapper, but so did Chris Panda. 2 of the Rebels were actually fine. The other 2 cars weren't. Somehow, all the positions have stayed exactly the same. But yeah, struggling for traction early on. The tyres are not great on Bahrain, Kez. 6 or 7 we're expecting a change for softs. Then obviously another 7 or 8. And then mediums to the end. Or a soft, medium, soft. Dependent. It's going to be interesting what the drivers do. I'm guessing we're going to see a difference. No safety cars early on. Obviously a massive gap to the back. We'll call them the backmarkers. There is a Haas driver off that has touched the curb of 12. Hobbsy and Mike have got past Jelly because he's already in the pits, and he must have got damage because those Red Bull mechanics have a wing out. Not what Jelly wanted.
Mike's gone really wide as well, Limmy, and Mike's come off. He's gained traction but lost time, and Jacko may get him here. And it's a nightmare for the Red Bulls as Mike's back down to 4, but Jacko did get a penalty for that. Obviously, I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to look it back on the stream later. I didn't get a chance to see it much. It may have been a little bit harsh.
No, I'm not too sure.
But that brings Favi into the mix, and Jay Luke. He's up 11. What a battle we have here.
I mean, he's unbelievably fast on softs. It's actually scary. He's already up Favi Venom's rear end, shall we say. James is into the pits, of course, on that spin of the curve, getting damaged. Jay Wills was actually held last lap in the pits a little bit at Smithy. Just popped into my head to think about that. Jelly's got past Arif, the person at the back, from pitting on that one, which is exactly what Jelly needs. And Chip 16th, the 2 has his 17th and 18th. James' final race, because he can't race next weekend, as Hex said, but he's in brick last. Needs probably a safety car to help, as Favi Venom goes wheel to wheel with J Luke, but he just keeps that P5 Kez. This is fantastic.
It's brilliant racing, mate. Very clean and very fair. And I don't know how Hobbs, he didn't hit anybody when he went wide, but did he hit somebody? Maybe
No,
maybe he hit Jake. I'm not too sure. Got another yellow flag. I don't know. Oh, it's Cam. It's Cam who's gone off. Cam's gone off in the middle of the track.
Yeah, both of them.
Don't hit anybody, Cam, please. Yeah.
That's a good point.
He's up 5, Cam, as well. He'll be disappointed. He'll be really disappointed. And Jelly now can make ground. Chris Panda's in the pits. For a fresh
that's actually a very good move.
Mediums.
Shit. So if there isn't a safety car, that's brilliant. It's an undercut, it'll work. This track is well known for its undercut. Still got a great battery as well, even with Jelly close. Jake's in 11th, and look at that. Actually, sorry, Chris Panda didn't undercut Jake. He undercutted Hobbsy, Jacko and Mike. Jake had to fix his wing.
Yeah.
So Jake's not done too bad. He's actually about 6.5 behind. Jake's on pace with fresher mediums and Hobbsy, Jacko and Mike, and we know what Jake's like. He can definitely catch up a little bit of time.
You're right, and there's a bit of breathing space for Hobbsy now, but there's a real battle here. Jacko, Mike, Favi and J Luke are all in a line.
Yeah.
As J Luke goes to the other take on Favi, and he should get it with DRS and does. Favi won't go up for too long, but J Luke does get the P4, up 13, which is pretty outstanding in 5 laps. And now on the hunt for Mike and Jacko.
Quite scary how a man is so quick on hards. He's actually quite
this
scary.
Is an open race, Limmy.
And Favi is quick, like there's no doubt. He's just overtaken Favi on hards perfectly. It's quite
Hobbs is
scary.
in the pits, Limmy.
What was I going to say? Who is?
Hobbsy, the leader.
Yeah, so Hobbsy.
Followed by Jacko.
he needed to do that because Hobbsy might have got in a mind zone where, oh, I'm 4.5 seconds ahead, I can drop, I can look after the tyres. Mike's still going for, excuse me, a couple more. I did say to him it is 6 or 7, and the hard tyres shouldn't, the soft tyres will be beaten, but they shouldn't be that beaten. A lot of pit lane action, Kez.
There is indeed. I'll try and keep speed as much as I can. There's not many left on the softs now. Mike, Favi, Lewis and Cam, the only drivers left on the softs. Jelly comes out just behind Jacko. Sorry, Jacko comes out just in front of Jelly, should I say. Jelly was already out on track. As Cam's in that mix as well. Cam not pitted yet. Jelly, I'm sure with DRS here, should be able to get the overtake on Cam, but it may be a bit of a difficult one, maybe on the outside rather than the inside. Oh, and Cam's hit Jacko and Jelly's hit Cam! Didn't get damage, I don't believe. He didn't. Oh, it's lucky. He could have done. Whether it's a glitch on my screen, it can happen, can't it? But oh, for a minute I thought Jelly got damage there.
For the net lead of this race, 6-11, and he gets it on Mike with the DRS assistance helping him down the the middle straight. Sorry. J-Luke taking the first spot, which is technically one of the higher places in this race. Incredible pace on the hard compounds, and to be fair, letting J-Lu do hards to mediums should be swapping points about that 13, Kez, so he can get the best out of the mediums. He's incredible. Mike's coming into a pit, so is Favi Venom. Oh, well, Favi Venoms wants to do another one, maybe for better tyres later, Kez? Maybe.
Possibly, mate. Jelly's up 1, he's going to overtake Cam into 9. He's on a mission now, Jelly. With Mike in the pits, it could be pretty close to the Red Bulls
Lewis
here.
As well. Kez in the McLaren. Mike is on his way back out of the pits. Where is his teammate? It's actually going to be pretty close. I think Jake's going to overtake him. Oh, maybe not. Mike's going to stay in front of a Red Bull
Mike
driver.
Gets him.
But that was with Jake fixing his wing. Mike's gone for another set of softs to go mediums at the end by about that 14 or 15. And but Jelly is in the DRS zone, Mike. Sorry, Kez. But with the medium compound, so he's going to be a little bit slower at the moment.
It is indeed. There's a long way to go here, but it is a little thought for you. Do you think, and this is just a question towards you, last couple of laps of the race, let's just set a scenario, and obviously it's very unlikely this will happen. Jelly's behind Mike. Does Mike let him overtake him for points? We will see. We will see.
I mean, you would think that happened in, like, for example, Germany with Mercedes, the dry one.
It happened in Hungary as well, in real life, didn't it? With Mike and sorry, on this with Mike and Jelly.
Yeah,
Mike let Jelly overtake him.
If the constructors can be won, I mean, to be fair, that wouldn't matter.
For constructors, it wouldn't matter, but I meant in terms of drivers.
Drivers. I mean,
does he let him do it?
100%. Yeah.
We will see.
However,
we will see.
They might think, let's keep it Bahrain, but you can't risk it on Britain. Sorry, Britain, yeah, because you can't risk it on Britain.
Well, fine, it's Cam, Jack. Sorry to interrupt. And that wall has taken a victim, and he's got no wing. And there's a VSC been deployed well after lap 8, our first incident, if you like.
That'll save Favi Venom some time. About 8 seconds, he was already in the pits as well. So all the cars before, look at the Red Bulls. Well. He might just about. Oh, he won't get in front of the Red Bulls, but it was going to be pretty close. He's going to get just behind the Red Bulls. Imagine if Favi Venom would have got... Oh, he's going well through with Jake.
Oh.
And he has. He nearly had the right of way from the pit line. Would have been on better tyres than Jake, and is. And might be able to get an overtake, Kez. VSC, we can drink some water.
Oh no! Favi's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC! What an error from Favi Venom, and that could be race over! Wow. Oh, he's just pitted for the fresh softs, and he gets a drive-through pen, as Jacko picks up a 5-second penalty as well!
Yeah, it looked like a penalty,
he's
not a
suiting the Red Bulls down to the ground. Any little bit of help they can get, and they get it! And what a mistake from Favi, Limmy.
Jacko's got DRS on Mike. I don't think he'll reach him. That is I mean, I've never seen Favi make a stupid mistake before. And that is stupid. That is definition borderline. You cannot be overtaken on a VSC. He'd already stayed behind Jake. So there was no way no one was going to come from behind him. You just have to adhere to the delta, and he's going to have to do a drive-through pen, which is going to put him 9 seconds. It's going to put him about 13th. maybe a little bit lower, so 12th, 11th, because it's not the pit lane full time. It really is not helping because he's going to be fighting for literally 7th or 8th now.
There he is
not
now.
The top 4. Jacko's overtake attempt on Mike. He might make a move. He does, and he knows he's got a penalty. One of them can probably be taken off. The other guy, Greg, has retired before turn 12. He looks quite close to the track. No other cars are going to pass through though, Kes, so it's not going to be an event, shall we call it. Jacko's going to try again on Mike into turn 4. Takes the inside line, wheel to wheel. Great racing from a pair of them. And Lewis Hamilton versus Bottas again. And the Red Bull won in that one, shall we say, the Mercedes positioning, and it has one there as well. The inside to 7. And Jacko goes again for the 3rd time, and Mike goes for a switch back. XP exiting Eags. Wow!
Wow, and Jelly's not too far behind either, and we'll get DRS. Jacko goes really wide, and that should give Matt the P5. He doesn't. Jelly now on the tail of the Alpha as well. But a quick comment on Greg, he'll be devastated. It's not happened for Greg this season at all, bless him. And once again, as Mike goes really wide there, Limmy, and that should bring Jacko back into the P5 again, and does. And Mike's going to drop 2 positions into 7th. As Jelly now hunts Jacko.
You would not think he would have lost the traction on the soft compound tyres. I expect a Jelly overtake even before the final corner. Jacko goes defensive already. 100-metre mark. They both break at the same time. Jelly sticks his nose in and gets it through. And Mike's going to have DRS on Jacko maybe. But Jacko's doing well. No DRS for Jacko at all because he was ahead of Jelly before detection zone. Mike's going to probably make the move on Jacko. The 2 Red Bulls getting the moves done. The other, he breaks super late and Mike's going to have to avoid Jelly, and he does, gets out of the way, loses positions again. Wow!
I thought for a minute Mike was going to clean his Red Bull team out and say bye-bye constructors. Luckily for them it doesn't. Van Adam keeps 9th to be fair, which is not the end of the world because they're in the drive-through penalty. We thought it would have been a bit worse than that, so I'm sure he will take it in the circumstances. And what could have been for Favi there with him not getting it? Of course, but Jelly is in a good position. What was that? What was you going to say, mate?
Everything. It's just.
No safety car. We don't have one of them. Yes. Only lost 1 driver. Chimp gets him. We'll take an AEK a bit further.
What the? Whoa! Right? What have I just? Chimp has just. AEK touched Chimp, but Chimp's car flew, like it went up off the floor and then bounced back down. I've never seen that in commentary before. That's going on the end of season montage.
Yellow flag.
It's
a Ferrari.
AFL because he spun and AFL was in 4th on mediums and 3rd. He's dropped to 7th now. He brings Arif. Oh my days! How has Arif controlled that? He looks set in stone for a DNF in the famous turn 12. Somehow managed to turn his car left.
Another yellow flag. There's a pile-up! There's a pile-up! AEK and Chimp! Oh my word!
That involved the 2 cars in front as well. But back to Arif, so he turned left and somehow managed to get clear. Mike has got the overtake on Jacko, but he needs. He's now got to chase Jake. He's got a gap on the softs behind. But wow, a car somehow saving his life.
Another yellow flag again!
Another car hasn't saved his life! Another car hasn't saved his life. It's Cam again on the famous 12.
Safety car!
With a damage on the track. And the good news is everyone has overtaken the safety car. This will allow pit stops for Mike to probably go mediums to the end from here. Same with everyone else if they've got it. Wow!
AFL drive-through pen, it's caught him out as well! Oh my word!
He can't do it on the safety car, so he's going to be net last.
We said we'd not had a safety car. We have one now. We lost 1 drive. There's still 17. And AFL. Oh, that's another one. I thought he got. And hope for a sake it's not 2. But this brings everyone back into the mix, and what a race so far in Bahrain.
Wow. So if you go on board with
Lewis gets one as well, Limmy. Dear boys.
And Lewis did say to me, I'm going to try and improve, gets a drive-through pen on the VSC. On board with Chip then, so him and Cam are the, back markers, and they are allowed to overtake the safety car, which is good because then we can actually reformulate the whole
Chris
grid just on Aldrich him as he passes the car, and
Hobbs
there you
in the
go.
pits
Jaywick
well.
is now first, Kez, with mediums that can go to the end but will hit 50%.
Chris and Hobbs on hards, Limmy.
Is anyone coming through? So everyone's in the pits. It's a Red Bull double stack.
Oh,
and
Mike's been
having
waiting.
to sit there and wait. He had to wait only 2 seconds. And to be fair, that's not too bad. He's actually, the crew have actually done him well there. The double stack has actually worked because he's in front of Jacko as well. Wow! I've never seen the double stack actually work from being weighted on behind. Wow, that's an insane double stack, and it's actually worked.
Chris and Hobbsy on the hard compound. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, not quicker initially. Might be quicker at the end, just. I mean, the mediums can do about 16 laps at, like, without reaching 60%. 16 laps from here would get you to 27, 28 in a safety car. I would have said mediums is a better choice. Obviously, Jaywick has to go on mediums because of the thing, but I don't know. I mean, Hobbsy likes doing the hard tyres. Yeah. He's actually not too bad with them, but in my opinion, the mediums is the way to go. AFL's gone softs. AFL, did he start on the mediums? He started on the mediums in Brazil. I don't know what he started on, but if he did start on mediums, he could go a double soft Kez, which is definitely viable.
Yeah, none of the Hasses have pitted either, Limmy, which is interesting. I thought they would have done, especially with them on quite old mediums.
Yeah, so are they waiting? So are they trying? I mean, James is in a position there where he can probably take those to lap 20.
Yeah.
And then go softs to the end, which would work out for James. He's reformulating in P10. If he can just maybe keep a few positions, so obviously you've got Luke Smithy, J Wills behind. If he can just keep maybe one of them, two of them behind, then, you know, he's got a chance of getting some points, and he'd love a points finish on his final race. Lap 13 of 29, we're guessing the safety car is probably going to come in on this one because there's a couple of cars coming around 10 and 11 which should be able to catch up. If it does come in here,
I think I'll do another lap here, mate.
Maybe, but we'll have either 16 or 15 laps of racing remaining, and we've got just over half a Grand Prix when the safety car does come in, whether it comes in now or next.
The excitement of a safety car coming in is, it's like a start of a new race because everyone's together again. And it can bring so much. You'll see it here. I guarantee there'll be damage, there'll be controversy. There's always a bit of drama after a safety car comes in. And technically speaking, it's a Renault front too. Because Jaywick's in the Renault. He's normally in the Williams again, just to clarify. And Arav, who's 8, is normally in the racing pod. Other than that, everyone's in the correct car. As it stands, Jelly, and it's only as it stands, he's not going to win tonight.
No, so Jelly's... So he's not winning the race. For a start, he's also not outscoring Chris by 10 points. Chris is outscoring him by 6. Also, in terms of constructors, so our Red Bull outscoring Renault by 25. So at the moment, Renault are getting 18 points. As it stands, that's a bonus point as well, so 19 points. Jelly and Mike, without bonus points, are currently getting 22 points. So they're not outscoring Renault by 25 points. It's only 3. So
as it stands, we're going to Britain.
We're going to the
and things can change.
Silverstone.
Will
it come in?
You alright? What was that?
I don't know. I just love Silverstone. I was also thinking about the new building that's in the new game and real life. You know where the pit lane, the start. There's a massive dock-off building to the left-hand side with an air bridge that goes from there to the top of the pit to where Paddock Club is. It looks insane. Because if you think about Britain, the safety car is in line. But if you think about Britain, there's a bit of a fans at the start and the end, which have a gap in the middle. So they brought a building in, and the safety car's coming that way. But Chris Panda cannot actually get going. But look at what we've done, Kez, with the safety car rules. Everyone, that's a little bit left and right, but we can get going. The half of the Grand Prix left. J. Luke, Chris Panda, AFL's already picked up a penalty. Hobbsy, good start by him, going wheel to wheel with Chris Panda. Panda on the different compounding tyres, and they're going wheel to wheel through turn 2, and Chris Hobbsy got a little bit squeezed by Chris Panda, but it's all good. Jelly's going wheel to wheel with Hobbsy as well, but Chris Panda's in the thick of it. He's in the middle of both of them, and there's a bit of a connection glitch on my behalf.
Yeah, there's on mine as well.
To 4th, Jelly's up to 3rd, and Chris Panda is 2nd.
It is so close to seeing them lot. And it only takes one little nick, and it could all go to pot, as Jelly is right on the backside of Chris Panda, Limmy.
Yeah, Mike, just having a moment with Jacko out of turn 8 there. This is the first time we've gone to 10. After, turn 8, my bad. No, it is turn 10. After the safety car, no contact from most people, which is good to see.
Jelly and Chris Panda, sorry, not Hobbsy. Chris Panda and Jelly gets it, P2 for Jelly, but Chris Panda goes back again. Oh my word.
Oh,
and Jelly gets it now, and he's on a mission.
Hobbsy's spawn at the curve of turn 12, and he's going to have to wait till every single person
he's gone for it. Oh no!
It's a safety car!
No, Hobbsy.
And Hobbsy has entered the track dangerously, very dangerously. Going to get a very severe punishment for that.
Oh no.
But there is another safety car, and J-Luke, he probably will pit for other mediums, and if Chris Panda and Jay will regret it, who's coming into a picks? J-Luke and Chris Panda, as I said.
It's a Renault double stack, no, because they're on the same team. Chris Panda's waiting, and this suits Jelly down to the ground because Chris Panda is sat there. They're only on the same team. Oh, Chris Panda has been absolutely shafted. His teammate's not even his teammate. Has cost him so much time, and he's down to 14.
But J-Luke, you can understand it. J-Luke still wants to win. J-Luke still wants to win this race. He's actually put on more hard tyres, I think. He could have probably got more mediums, but that could have been something, whether it's drivers or constructors decided there. The Red Bull lead under the safety car. They're both on new mediums that can go to the end. The championship has just changed like that.
I mean, Hobbsy's one of the most cleanest races you'll ever see, but that is criminal. And then I don't want to make predictions on the stream. That could be a race ban for Hobbsy, and probably will be a race ban, which is a massive shame on his part. But he's killed Luke. I think he's just put in the chat now. He'll take whatever penny he gets. He's in the wrong, so he admits to being in the wrong. Like you said, Limmy, he should have waited till everyone's gone past. You can't come out there.
I mean, Hobbsy knows, and that's anger. That's anger, that, because
unfortunately it's cost Luke.
He had to let everyone pass, and it has cost Luke. He's out. Luke was in the points, I'm pretty sure. He was either in the points before the safety car, I'm pretty sure, and he was fighting for points after it.
Limmy, just one lap ago, we were sat here saying Red Bull aren't going to win and Jake's not going to win. And this is what F1 does to you. Chris Panda's now 13th.
Yeah. I mean, I made a little script before the lights. Because the lights came on pretty quickly, I couldn't say it. But in that script was... Oh no, I do say it. It could be a sensation, right? Or it could be a disaster. Flip the words. It was going to be a disaster.
Oh, Jelly's pitting! Jelly's pitting!
Decided to pit.
Oh, and this brings Chris Panda right back in it.
He must have a fresh set of mediums. Let's have a look.
Well, he's dropping positions for form between you.
Yeah, he does. He does. Fresh set of mediums. Look how shiny they are.
And he comes out.
How many positions you gonna lose though?
He comes out 14th, 13th behind Hobbsy.
He's gonna come out behind AFL as well.
J Luke's pitted as well. No, has he? Yes, he has. J Luke's pitted as well. But them mediums aren't new. They're 7 laps old. Am I getting a glitch?
No, you're not. They did look shiny. I mean, they have
and
got
Jellies aren't new either.
But yeah, they're not shiny.
Jellies aren't new either,
I mean,
Limmy.
they are shiny, but they're not shiny.
Jellies aren't new either on my screen.
Yeah,
8 laps old.
I'm on board, yeah.
Interesting. So, was that worth it?
I mean, look, they do look shiny.
So, what was Jelly's mediums on then before he pitted? Was he on mediums?
3.
Interesting. He's gone for 5 lap fresher mediums.
Do you think he's like wanting to take it to Britain?
No,
maybe C-wing constructors and taking. No. I mean, I know what Jake's like, and you do. He does do things like that.
No, like he was in a good position there. He wouldn't have done that. I very much doubt
it. But he can't. What reason would he have done it for then? There was no damage. There was no reason, and he would have been told on his pit lane thing dashboard that those tyres are not new.
Well, either way,
so
it's
what
done.
is the reason he's done that?
Let's see what happens. Smithy's overtaken Favi, which won't last.
The centipede is back.
And it's game on.
So
game on.
I did do an ACCA with Franco just before the race.
An F1
so Bahrain
ACCA.
to stay dry. This was 12 to 1. I'm going £75,000. Bahrain to stay dry. It stayed dry. Chris Panda and Jake to get a podium. However, that might let me down. I had a safety.
In this lap,
no more than one safety car.
Oh, it's damage! There's damage! Sorry to interrupt, Limmy, but there is damage on track.
That's my rule out of the window. Cheers, Jay Wills.
It's Smithy who's got damage.
Was it on Smithy? Oh.
Yeah, there's more damage at the back. I think it might be Jelly. Was it Jelly? I don't know. No, it wasn't. Someone's got damage at the back as well, but I don't know who.
So I'll try and have a look as we come down the pit lane, and then let us know after turns 1 and 2. Mike is in charge of the restart and gets going early as the safety car. He's now in the pits. We're going to guess there won't be another safety car from here on out. 13 laps of racing to go. Mike from Jacko, from Fabi, from Smithy, from Jay Wills. Lewis AEK has got a bit of a gap behind. That's because he's going wheel to wheel with Arab into turn 1. Arab's doing pretty good so far, and he's going to take the inside. AEK, he's going to look for a switchback. He lost traction or got tapped, I'm not too sure. AEK out of turn 1, Chris Panda 9th, Chip is 10th. AFL has passed Jelly in the Red Bull, but Jelly might come back without DRS at the front. Mike, Jacko, Fabi, Smithy, Wills. Yeah,
my boy Jelly now, he was stuck behind AFL from the start, and he still is now, however, he's just overtaken him. I didn't pick up who that damage from. There's another yellow flag, and it's Cam. It is Cam indeed who's come off. He's right at the back. Jelly looking for overtakes. James goes wide and Jelly gets that P11 for now. Oh, and just holds on.
Down to turn 10 for the first time after the second safety car restart. No cars going wide at the moment, going through. Lewis, Howard's fine. Chris Banner with a little tank snapper. AEK, Chimp, Jelly, AFL, 12th, 13th for Jay Wook, who's going wheel to wheel with Hobbsy. But when on the McLaren, AFL's going to get involved. Might be 3 wide into turn 11. It is 3 wide, but AFL steps off and lets Hobbsy and Jay Luke have a bit of a scrap as Jay Luke comes out just fine. James Cam, 15th and 16th. Mike's gap, 2.5 seconds. Are we going to see a Mike victory in Bahrain? Has he won a race this season? I might need a helper.
He hasn't won a race.
Wow.
No.
What a nice win.
None of the front two have yet. Frank Jacko's not either. Jelly goes for a double overtake on Chimp, and AEK gets Chimp, but not the Haas driver yet.
Pits for J Wills and Lewis coming into the pits. Just them two, I'm pretty sure. So everyone moves up 2 who are behind them. AEK and Jay going wheel to wheel into turn 1, racing for every single point. Is every single driver. No wide. Penalties to be served, I don't think. And was that? I think Chimp went wide. I think you just said that. I might have missed the names.
AEK went wide, mate.
Yeah, so Chimp did as well. So Hobbsy got that move. Jay Luke's up to 11th. Hobbsy's now splitting via Chimp. Chris Panda up to 6th, only 2 tenths behind Arav. Chris Panda's on a mission on new mediums, and this is what I mean, Kez. Like, if it was a new safety car straight away, or later, or not a safety car, mediums was still the choice, and Chris Panda would be leading.
He would indeed, Limmy. There's a lot of a lot going on. Anybody could win this race. Jay Luke's on a mission again as he overtakes Chimp, and he's got some work to do now, Jay Luke, on fairly old mediums. It has to be said, 9 laps old now for Jay Luke in P10, and he's just behind AEK, but I'm sure we'll go for the overtake here, Jay Luke, and he will.
Hobbsy's coming again, Kaz! He's spinning! He's into the curve 12! It was such a slow, long spin! It was just coming, as you probably heard him, an elongation of my voice. Hobbsy's race in Bahrain is over.
It is indeed. Twice it's cost him that. Now. And his run of podium, without a podium, goes on. That's now 6 races. I'm sure he'll hate me reminding him. But the way he's decreased all of a sudden, it is unbelievable. As Chris Panda gets the overtake on Arav, that was textbook from the Renault. And he's on a mission now, Chris Panda, to get back into the podium. Let's not forget Smithy. It was just sandwiched in there. I didn't even notice P4 for Smithy.
I don't think he's got any penalties.
Is he on his way to his first ever podium in the Ferrari.
Why
The
not?
front two at the moment have not won a race all season. They might win one here. We've got drama all over the show. It's incredible.
Mate, the way you put that is perfect, and that is literally the situation that is unfolding. We knew Bahrain was going to be good. It always is in online racing, maybe not in career mode, but it is in online racing as James goes heavily wide, making his way down to turn 8. The Haas driver in 11th, looking for points on his final race. Chris Panda's cut the gap from 1.8 to 1.3 on Smithy. Now, Smithy, all he needs to do is just be careful. Chris Panda is quicker at the moment, but Arab isn't. So maybe not defend too much against Chris Panda, but hold out for that P4. P5, sorry. Jake needs to start catching up to Chris Panda and overtake if Chris Panda makes a mistake. The only thing about Hobbsy, Kez, he made that mistake a lap before, 2 laps before. You don't do it again and it won't happen to you. It's literally just for curb. It's not the track.
Yeah,
you can go
2 birds, 1 stone for Hobbsy. It's happened to him twice.
It's for curb.
As Chris Panda gets DRS on Smithy, we're both on the same thing. We're both there together as Chris Panda gets DRS for Smithy and should get the overtake and does, and this is suiting Chris Panda down to the ground. He's making moves for fun, the Renault. He got an overtake in the same spot last lap and he's got one again. Did he lose a bit of traction? Looked like he did.
Yeah, it looked like the switchback was perfect, but then his wheels just couldn't get down. The grip, he just couldn't get down, but that's fine. 1.6 to hour from Smithy. He hasn't lost any time, however, he will be losing time. Leader gap, penalty. Leader gap from Chris Panda to the leader, Kez, was 8.6 a lap ago. It's 7.8. Chris is actually gaining time on Mike because his tyres are technically a little bit newer. 10 laps of racing to go. Don't count a late fight for this race. And if Chris Panda wins this race and Jenny makes a mistake or doesn't go to plan in Britain, it might go down to Abu Dhabi, which would be absolutely insane. Kez, the Red Bulls at the moment as it stands are getting 31 points. The Renault are getting 12. So something is being won as it stands.
That's only as it stands, Limit, and in a matter of seconds it can all change, we know that. But what I would say is Mike has got a 5-second lead and he is on at the moment for his first win all season. No pressure on Mike, but he's in a healthy position here.
The leader gap, 7.5. Chris is going to get DRS on Favi as well. Did go a little bit wide at turn, the final penultimate corner, turn 16, I think. 14, and he is going to get some DRS on Favi though, and he keeps getting DRS.
Charlie's in the pits again, Limmy!
Oh! And he, we'll
it's
go back that in a second, but Chris,
it's for the soft compound.
Chris Panda is gonna, excuse me, Chris Panda is gonna have a second batch of DRS, which is just increasing his time, and he might be able to get 2 wins in a row. Wheel to wheel with Favi into turn 4, brakes late, gives each other enough room, but Chris Panda still stays full, doesn't want to lose time. Jelly on soft side, Heg said.
Yeah, Jelly on soft and into P12, which is very, very interesting, that is for sure. But the likelihood of winning the Drivers' Championship tonight now is slim. I mean, he's on the softs, the only driver on the softs. He's got a chance of going for that fast lap and getting a point there. I'm sure we'll keep up with that as it goes. But interesting from Jelly, Chris Panda still on the tail of Favi, still in the hunt for that podium.
He needs to get past Favi on the next straight if he wants a chance of winning this race. The gap is now 8. It was lower. He still have a chance to win this race, no doubt about that. 8 laps to go when they cross, but he needs to get past Favi, either down to turn 1, down to turn 4. I think if he does get past Favi, he has a chance. J-Luke picks up a 3-second pair, but no one's behind him. Might limit into Arab. And we're going to watch Chris Panda, because if he gets past here, I think he has a chance of winning this race. Here we go, behind the racing point with DRS assistant, full battery for Chris Panda, rich fuel for everyone, I'm guessing, as they've just come after a safety car. He's not passed fully just yet, only by literally a quarter of the car, and Favi's going to try a switchback, dependent on the traction for Chris Panda, and Favi Venom has got, the DRS, and has he got enough track to do it? Chris is already having to go defensive. Could be a penultimate moment in this race, and Chris Panda keeps it. He's now off Kez to try and catch the leader. 8 laps to go, 8 seconds to find.
He has indeed. It was a superb battle between Favi and Chris Panda. And Chris Panda's worked for it. Don't forget he had that bit of an issue in the pits with J-Luke, with him being in the same Renault, which cost Chris Panda so much time. And the ball is still in Mike's court, but we know how quickly things can change. And he knows, Mike, now he's a few laps away from winning his first race all season, becoming only the 6th driver to win a race. It's very rare. And he is close, Mike. But I mean, Jacko... Go ahead, mate.
Yeah, AEK's gone wide, and that's a Jelly overtake. Just something else before I butt you in, I'm so sorry. Smithy is now definitely under threat, Kez. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Gap was 1.8, now less than half a second. And we've got to fight here for 10 points. 10 points for Smithy is huge at the bottom of the Drivers' Championship.
It is huge, and what's amazing about this race is, I mentioned again, the front two haven't won a race this season, which is amazing to see.
That is crazy.
And you've got Smithy in 5th, who's not got a podium, and he's 5th, and that is incredible.
What a stat that is.
Three of the front 5 haven't won a race, which is just mental.
Smithy and Olive going wheel to wheel down to turn 1, and they're both going to be the same. Who's going to get squeezed? Olive gets his elbow out. They're still wheel to wheel, both taking different lines, but they're still racing absolutely fantastically. We did give these warnings last week, and they're now racing properly, and this is what racing's about. And Smithy tried to switch back, but couldn't get past Olive as he broke a little bit late. I don't think there's any damage to them both, but Olive did take the P5. Kez, gap at the front, 7 seconds with 7 laps to go, and Smithy makes a move down the inside of turn 8, but doesn't get it done. I'm not going to say wow, I'm going to say flabbergasted.
J. Luke's right behind him as well, Limmy, and with DRS here, it could make it interesting. Jelly did pick up the fastest lap, then if you missed it, that's a point in terms of the fastest lap for Jelly. I mean, being the only person on the soft, you can't see that changing. J. Luke gets Smithy into P6 for now, there is contact. And Smithy's racing brilliantly. He's not giving up, Smithy. This is brilliant. He does miss out just, but look at the improvement of the Ferrari in the past few weeks. It is astounding to see Smithy competing with J. Luke. He gets the penalty there. He'll probably appeal and going to take it off.
Wow.
But that, I mean... Wow.
You're spot on. I mean, he's literally challenging the people at the top and racing supremely well as he has DRS and J-Luke. Oh, Olive faking a pit stop, baby. Or just trying to get out of the slick shoe. J-Luke. J-Luke probably will have him here, or we'll wait down to turn 4. This is for 10 points now, and it's crazy. We were just discussing 2 drivers fighting for 10 points. We've now got 3 drivers who are fighting for 6, and J-Luke gets the move on Olive, and Smithy's loss of traction pulls him back. Still a 7-second gap left, Kez, with 6 laps remaining. Chris Panda will have DRS from Jacko. This might be a last lap fight.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I'm on board with Chris Panda. I'm going to say Mike's still got a healthy lead at the moment. The ball is still in the Red Bull's court.
One mistake.
As Jelly sits right behind Chimp. Let's make one thing clear. The Drivers' Championship will not be won tonight now. But an absolute calamity. We'll be waiting until Britain. But the constructors, I'm not going to do the maths right now, could still be won. I'm not too sure. Jack's better at maths than I am. I'm sure he'll let you know. As Jelly is right behind Chimp.
That's it.
And could do be getting past him, really. ASAP. That is for sure.
So constructors would be won if Chris gets lower than 7th.
Well, Chris is battling with Jacko now, Limmy.
But he's not going to have DRS. Wait, Jacko has actually probably been smart. The DRS detection zones before the white line. Jacko has DRS. What a smart move. If he can get the move done, 50-50 battery for both of them. And it is smart if he gets it done. He might make his move here, Jacko, for P2. He goes down the inside of Chris Panda, but does break early to give each other the room. And he's actually raced really well there, Jacko. Putting his car, but he's gone wide on the curb. But will have DRS, which might just help him. As for 2 go wheel to wheel, Chris Panda's losing time on P1. And he's definitely not got P2 yet. Oh, what an exit. What an exit for Chris Panda. And he is back into P2. Gap to leader is now 7.6. Was that the moment Chris Panda does not win this race? Or
Mike Witter is getting ever so close now to recording his first ever win. When if the Red Bull might win tonight, he probably would have said Jelly over Mike, and not so disrespect to Mike, but you probably would have gone Jelly. Chris Panda goes wide again, and Mike gains more time. 8 seconds now.
The gap was 6.5.
There's Jacko now going to overtake on Chris. This is crazy.
Yeah. Chris goes through though, does well with the, but Mike was the gap was 6.5 seconds before Jacko was clever and went behind Chris Panda, and Jacko wants his P2. He's not bothered about Chris Panda winning this race. He wants P2, and he's got every single right to go for it. Although he's struggling with his battery, will get DRS again, but only has 11% to work with. As Arav is having a fight with Jay Luke and has got past him into P2. Jacko flies past Chris Panda, but he's struggling, Kez, because he doesn't have the battery available.
He doesn't. Chris Panda's going to go for the woods again. It's an incredible battle. And the one a little bit behind is Arav and Jay Luke, because Jay Luke flies past Arav. This battle's all over the show, and this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. And Jay Luke, for now, gets the P5, but there will be DRS on Arav. He hasn't got much battery either, could do with charging that. And gets the DRS on Jay Luke.
The gap to Favi, only 2.2 seconds. They gained. So Favi's gained half a second in one corner, because these two are just tussling. And don't count Favi Venom out for a P2. Watch the leading gap here. 8.2 to 11. 2.8 seconds is only the gap from Favi. If he got DRS assistance with 3 laps to go when Mike crosses, P2 is not done. If Mike doesn't make a mistake, that is done.
There's so many if buts. I mean, this is up there for me as one of the best of the season in terms of racing. Maybe even the best. It has just been, from lap 1, incredible. Overtakes for fun. We mentioned overtakes before the race, and it's not disappointed. As Arav and J Luke get very close again. I mean, let's make one thing clear. Mikey's still 8 seconds clear. Bar a mistake, he's won this race. There is no doubt about that now. Mike's on for his first ever win this season. Bar a mistake. The gap's 7.4. Chris ain't going to catch him in 3 laps. Like I said, bar an individual error. And these battles all over the show. It's crazy. Chris for now has the P2 in the bag. He's 1.7 clear. A bit of breathing space now on Jacko. And a P2 for Chris tonight would be huge for him. I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it?
So, quality point goes to Chris Panda. Fastest lap point, I'm sure, will go to Jelly, as he said it on the softs. Drive of the day. I mean, we don't normally give it to Jay Wick, and he knows the reasons why. But he's definitely a shout. Arav up 12 places. Hasn't put a foot wrong tonight, which is exactly what we expect and what he can do. His potential. He's definitely a shout. 18th on the grid.
Limmy.
6.
Just stop you there. You said about fastest lap. Hobbs is in the pits. I think he'll want fastest lap. He's not getting points.
Yeah.
He's going to go for it. Hobbs is probably going to get himself in big trouble after tonight.
We did say we could give the fastest lap to someone out of the top 10.
Yeah, that's been a rule all season. Hobbsy now could take that point off Jelly. We will see.
If you were, Kez, if you were not AFL, because it's only 2 seconds, but J Wills, Cam, or James, or AK, you could
go for it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, don't get me wrong. What is the fastest lap? It's the 1 minute 30.4. That's kind of quick, actually. That wasn't at the end of the race either, but it's definitely beatable. We've got a small gap from
Chris Panda is gaining ground on Mike. He will not have enough time to do it, but it is getting short on that interval gap.
If he would have got past Jacko, bear in mind Jacko put up an excellent fight for 3 laps. If he would have got past Jacko in that time, I think it would have gone down to a last lap. I really do. And if you think about the maths behind it, it would have. Like, if the pace stayed the same. But Jacko deserves every bit of that defence in his favour. Every single bit of that P2 he was fighting for. Because he doesn't know and we don't know, but he could have easily got that P2 spot and kept it. Like, but if you get past with a good exit and get past that detection zone with a 1 second gap, you're good. But Jacko deserves every single bit of that P3 he's got, like he did in Brazil, racing fantastically.
You're spot on, and this has been a race for the underdog, because Mike's not won a race. You've got Jacko, who's only had a podium once, and you've got likes of Smithy, who's up there as well. It is great to see a bit of a mixture, if you like. The Driver Championship is not going to be won tonight, Limmy. It is going to Britain.
No, Chimp on his way back. I mean, that's great, personally, but Chimp on his race back, picking up 2 points at the moment, and Mike has crossed the line. We are on the final lap of what has been an incredible Grand Prix. One mistake from any single person, no back markers yet. The only back marker is Hobbsy, but he's on soft, so he'll get away. Any mistake from anyone on track at the minute, biggest gap being 10 seconds, would cost someone their race. Mike doesn't have to do anything stupid. He just needs to finish the lap. No penalties, I'm pretty sure. Not many penalties have popped up, Kez. We're going down to turn 8. We're about just under halfway through the lap. And, I mean, how crazy, out of the 29 laps, Kez, this one's been the calmest.
Well, so far it has. So far it has.
Yes.
But Mike Whitty is well on his way to becoming only the 6th driver to win a race and get his first win all season, which is great.
Mate,
when you see somebody get a win who's not had a win before, we saw it with Chris Panda in France last week. You've seen it tonight with Mike. It is great seeing Chris Panda be buzzing with a P2. You know, he's had a great weekend. And I'm as far as I'm aware, the Constructors has not won either, Limmy. Am I right in saying that? Oh, he got a penalty! Mike's got a penalty right at the end!
Wow.
I don't think it's going to matter too much.
I don't know, a second.
And Hobbsy gets fastest lap as well, Limmy!
Round the final corner for his sixth one for winners to win a race. He crosses the line with a penalty at the end to win his first ever race in Hedges Racing. It's been a long time coming. Chris Panda finishes only 1.2 behind due to the penalty. Jacko with his
Jacko doesn't, Fabi gets it! Fabi gets it! Oh, and Jacko's shopping again! Oh no, he's not! Arav's beating J. Luke! Oh my word! And Jelly's beating Smithy! What is going on?
Jacko does not get his second podium in a row. Fabi Venom gets his second podium instead.
And what a night for the racing points, 3rd and 5th respectively.
I just need to do 25, 31. So nothing of the constructors or the drivers
it goes
has
to Britain.
been won. And it goes to next weekend, Silverstone and Abu Dhabi, and it may not even be done in Britain, as we saw Hamilton in real life get retired.
He's given up. And Hobbsy, as mentioned, get the fastest lap. It's been a nightmare for Hobbsy, but he gets the point in the end of it.
And Mike Whitty has got a puncher. I'm guessing that's an aftermath cutscene. I don't know who he hit.
That penalty he got at the end, just for a minute, I thought, oh my word.
Think about it, Chris Panda got ahead of Jacko maybe one lap before. But Fabi getting the podium, sorry about your ears. I did not expect that to happen at all. Wait,
penalties can get changed, don't forget.
We can take, I mean, I saw Jacko's penalties. I think I can take 2 of them off. I'm not even joking. So, I don't know, we'd have to see him again. The rule is, if more than 4 wheels are off a track, we can't do anything. So we'll see. Obviously, it happens in the blink of the action, Kez.
We'll see. But regardless, we have a new winner on the podium, and it's not the Red Bull of Jelly, it's the Red Bull of Mike Whitty. And the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship goes to Silverstone. Chris Panda gains round on Jelly. And it is not done yet.
Absolutely outstanding. Driver of the day for me.
There's a few, isn't there? Arav, 18th to 5th.
Has been absolutely superb. And he will probably stay P5. I don't think any penalties around him will affect. 18th to 5th. 2 stops for him. I mean that.
Look at the best lap time between Jelly and Arav. Jelly and Hobbsy, sorry. Look how close they were.
A 130.412, 130.402. It's like Hobbsy and Chris Panda's qualified in
Brazil. Hobbsy will know he's in big trouble ahead of Silverstone, but he does get the fastest lap time. Wow, what an only lost 2 drivers as well. And bless him, Luke was one of them and he got took out. I mean, what a race in Bahrain. Let's have a breather.
Absolutely incredible.
It is.
I think every single lap, including the last one where we said, I literally said, and I quote a roundabouts, this has been the calmest lap of them all. And then Mike gets a penalty with 3 corners to go, and nearly bottled for win. The gap was 4 seconds, obviously down to 1 at the end. And then a couple of grid changes, and we've got not actually that many incidents to look at, but we didn't see. Of course, we can be wrong. There could be like 10 or 15 of them flying in. But that was incredible. The best thing about tonight, of course, I'm used to doing commentary like that on Bahrain. The best thing, though, we get to go to Britain, Kez, and either one of 2 situations. Things are completed there and then, or if they're not, we have to take them to the final race of the season. It's either going to be 1 or 2 of them, and both scenarios are fine by me.
Well, months of effort, commitment, work, everything, every single race, every single penalty, podium, whatever, comes down to the last weekend, and it's going to be crazy.
I just got a text off Mike's dad saying he watched the commentary and he loved it. Big
love
Chris.
It. Love it, Chris. Love it. Love it, Chris. Even
Big
better.
Up, Chris. I mean, absolutely sensational. Kez, please end it, because I need a break ASAP.
Well, we started streaming 75 minutes ago, and it has not disappointed yet again. It is up there for me, and we'll do a race of the season vote, and Bahrain will be definitely on that vote. There is no doubt about that. Again, I do it every single race. Thank you again to Limmy. Thank you to all drivers, and thank you on the stream for watching as well. And we will see you in 6 days' time for Silverstone, where I'm sure it will not disappoint. We've got everything to be confirmed next weekend. Everything's up for grabs on the line. Limmy, do you want to end it with anything?
Yeah, I need sleep. What a
You need
race.
sleep. There you go. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you in 6 days for Silverstone, when all will be revealed. Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Nope.
We'll see. Could be Silverstone, could be Abu Dhabi. But either way, we're in for a crazy weekend. Limmy says bye before I even end the stream. Anyway, we're going to go before we start talking crap. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next Friday. Until then, goodbye.